This is Nicole Whitlock with the eCom Sellers Academy, and today we're going to be talking about outsourcing parts of your business and how to do that effectively. And then we're also going to be discussing affiliate marketing. So I just want to encourage you to grab a notepad and pen because this hopefully will be a blessing to you and your business. So one of the questions that most people ask is like, why would I want to outsource? And the first reason is because you definitely want to multiply yourself. Once you're into profit, you want to be thinking about what are the things, I call them low-hanging fruit, but what are the things that you could give to somebody else to do so that you don't have to do them anymore, so that you can focus on the things that are generating more income in your business, or the things that require your ability to make like more complex decisions in your business. Decisions that are going to help you to grow your business or to scale your business or improve the productivity of your business. The second is you want to multiply your own productivity. So imagine, if you will, if you're currently working in your business 20 hours a week and you go from working 20 hours a week to 40 hours in a week, how much more money will you make because you've gone from working 20 hours to 40 hours? So if you double yourself, you increase the chances of doubling your profits. Get more stuff done. And then third, to multiply your profits. Again, if you're doing more or you're focused on the things that are making you the big bucks. So let's say the things where you're only getting a 20% return or a 30% return, you turn that over to a VA or you turn that over to someone else, some other resource, and you focus 100% of your time and energy on the things that are going to bring you 80%, or they're just bringing you 70 to 80% of your current revenue. That is going to increase your profitability. So instead of doubling, you may quadruple. It may go even higher. And that's what you'll find with those people that are making 7 and 8 figures in their e-commerce business, is that they've outsourced all the low-hanging fruit activities, and they are doing, or they are engaging in the daily activities or weekly activities that bring them the highest return on their investment, the highest profit margin. They make the big decisions, and they let somebody else or others, multiple others, do the things that don't produce the most money out of their business. So with outsourcing, there are some risks. Most people are concerned, and I would probably not call these risks, it's probably concerns. So one concern is granting people access to your stuff or exposing aspects of your business. So when I say granting people access to your stuff, depending on what you outsource, you're going to potentially have to create a login ID for your VA that gives them limited access to some of your stuff. And there's a trust factor there. And it's like, okay, well, what if that person runs off with all my stuff? Or maybe you have some amazing ideas for private label or white label or some other something. And you're concerned that, oh, okay, well, I'm exposing myself and my VA may take my idea and steal it or run with it or something else. So that's a challenge with any company that's trying to grow. So I'll use the example of like Dell, who's not doing so well right now, or maybe even Microsoft or Apple. If Dell continued to do all the work himself, his business would not grow, period. It would have never grown to what it is right now, what it's known right now. He can't do all the work. He couldn't do all of the sourcing for stuff. He can't do all of the accounting work, all the payroll work. He can't. So you have to trust people in certain positions to be able to do stuff that you need to get done. And so it's important that, as you continue to explore outsourcing aspects of your business, that you're honest with yourself, because you're going to probably have some level of concern about outsourcing pieces of your business. Will there be some level of exposure? Yeah. I always pray about things, and this is where you monitor what's happening, especially for a period of time, and you continue to monitor ongoing. But the other thing is you before you outsource anything, before you even get into the weeds of outsourcing, you need to know what it takes to do whatever it is you're about to outsource. So if you're going to outsource aspects of your accounting or your bookkeeping or sourcing, you already need to know what it's going to take to get those things done, so that way it'll help manage part of your concerns or fears. The other is timelines and time. So, you know, it may take you a certain amount of time to do something, or you may have a timeline that is really close to, like, I got to get this done in the next 6 weeks. I got to get this done in the next 3 weeks, whatever it happens to be. And you're going to hire a VA and expect that VA to hit that timeline, and you haven't given them enough runway time to do those things. That's not a smart way to do things. So you have to be realistic about time and timelines. How much time it takes to do a task. Realistically, when you're transitioning the work over to a VA, you know, initially it might take them double the amount of time it took you to do it. So you have to allow them that grace of mercy, even with training videos, to be able to do that. And if you have a big project, you can't say, okay, well, we're doing this thing in 3 months, and here's a long list of tasks you need to do. And you really didn't bring that person on board in enough time to help allow them to get up to speed so that they could run alongside you with that big project, whatever it happens to be. The other is budget or your money. You don't have enough money to pay for the VA, so maybe you'll only budget it for 1 month, but you spent the majority of your first month trying to get the VA up to speed and get things going. So your profit margin went down and took a little bit of a dip while you were in transition, so you didn't make as much money. And because you didn't make enough money, you didn't have enough money in the budget for the next month to be able to cover that VA. That's one aspect of it. But the other piece of that is also making sure that you have allotted in your budget the amount that you think you're going to need for the type of resource. So maybe you wanted to hire a resource that's really a $20 or $30 an hour resource, and you only have $3 to pay them. That's not going to work out. So you got to be realistic about the budget, and maybe it's a gradual progression to grow your business. So just keep that in mind. And then expectations. Expectations is always going to be a challenge. When you're working with different people, you're going to have an expectation of them, and they're not going to do it exactly like you are. And you're going to have to get over that if you're trying to grow your business. You have to allow them the grace and mercy to learn and to make mistakes and to learn. There are going to be mistakes in learning, but you know, you want to do this transition in a good time. So in the past, what I've told people is, you know, after we come off of Q4, which is typically the most profitable time of the year, but right now, I think that's almost blown out the water, is I tell people, okay, if you're going to get a VA and bring a VA on board, you probably want to do that about 3 months before Q4 starts. So then that way, when you're into Q4, then you're ready to go. And that VA is 100% up to speed for what you need them to do. So in that example, allowing them enough time to get up to speed versus hiring someone 2 weeks before you're into Q4 and all kinds of stuff is not going the way you expect, you haven't established the right expectation. You haven't given them enough runway time to learn and to ramp up and to scale up so that they are ready to go and do what you need them to do. And maybe it's not just one resource, maybe it's 2 or 3 different resources based off of skills. So I group people into thinkers and doers, doers and thinkers, and then you have specialists. So your doers are people that can do a simple task. A simple task might be, here's a list of 10 products. Please go find out which stores online are selling it the cheapest. Okay? So then that way you can have the higher profit margin. So you give them a list of 10 products and you tell them to go do the research. Or here's the Amazon top 100 products in gardening. I want you to go and source the top 20, go find on other sites the price for these top 20 products. And then the price has to be cheaper than Amazon. So then that way it gives you some ideas of products that this person could be sourcing for you. Then you can come back and say, okay, I can acquire these products from these stores at this price, package it up, sell it on Amazon or send it into Amazon, whichever way you decide to do your business, and make some money. So doers, they don't require a lot of analysis. They don't require a lot of thinking. They are simple tasks. Simple task. If they were working in an office with you, if you said file these alphabetically, here's the file drawer, here's the folders for it, they can go file it alphabetically. If you say answer the phones and route the calls to these people, they can do it with minimal thinking. And those are going to be people that probably you're not going to pay that much. Then you have the thinkers. If they have to take a piece of information, analyze it, and make a decision off of it. So in the example I gave you before, where you take the people who are doing the research on the Amazon top 100, so they're going out there, they go to Google Amazon top 100. So you taught them how to do that. And just take the top 20 products. They make a note of those top 20 products, the names of them, the sizes, the colors, whatever the dimensions are, and gardening. And then they go search on Walmart and Target and blah, blah, blah. So you give them a list of stores, go tell me where you can find it cheaper, okay? The thinker is gonna come in and say, okay, the doer did the research, they gave you back the list. The thinker is going to analyze the list and strip it down and say, these are your top 3 prospects for sourcing this particular product. These are the stores you wanna go with. And these and from there, they analyze the data to see if it's even worth it. They also go out there and they do analysis on what's happening on Amazon. Has the price gone up or down since the doer initially did the research? So having a VA come in and do some level of research in your business, that's a good way to get them started in your business. And then your specialists are people that need to do something beyond that. So in my example, I might say, I personally need somebody to run Facebook ads for me. So if I need somebody to run Facebook ads for me, I'm going to hire a specialist for that. I'm not going to give it to a doer. I'm not going, because the doer is not there to think about anything. They don't have to think about the words that go in the ad. They don't have to think about the graphics that go in the ad. They don't need to know what keywords to put in the ad. The thinker might think about some of that stuff, but marketing is maybe not their forte. The specialist, this is their thing. This is what they do. So if you need somebody to create videos for you, you probably need a specialist. If you need somebody to do Facebook ads for you, you probably need a specialist. If you need somebody to write email copy or ad copy for a page or content for you, you probably need a specialist, okay? A thinker can possibly go out there and do some keyword research for you just by looking for the product on other platforms and seeing how they titled it and what words they're using in the listing, and do some analysis and pull out the keywords for you. But the specialist is going to be the one that's going to be able to help you write the ads. So hopefully all of that makes sense. And move on. So some of the mistakes that we make before we're going to talk about outsourcing that we make is you don't know what you want to outsource. So the first thing you need to do is you need to sit down and you need to write down everything you do in a day, a week, and a month. What are all the tasks that you're doing right now? The big ones, the little ones, the mundane ones, maybe you only do them once a week. What are all the tasks? Then you sort those tasks by what's easy and what's hard. What is something that is easy? And let's just think about it. Is it something the doer or thinker could do? Or is it something more complex? Okay, that's going to help you sift through. This one is easy. I could probably outsource this one the quickest, and this one may take a little while as you're thinking about scaling your business and growing your business. And there are some people that they don't want to outsource at all, and that's okay. If you are a control person, I would call myself sometimes a control freak, and you don't want to outsource at all, you also need to think about that. Is not outsourcing hindering your growth in your business? Because you are the person that's in the middle of all of the decisions or all of the work. If you outsource aspects of your business, how much faster could you grow? How much faster could you run down the runway or take off like a plane? How quickly could you do that if you outsource pieces of it? And you need to determine, based on those tasks that you wrote out that you do every single day, week, month, what skills are needed to do those. So if I need somebody just to do product research, maybe that's a doer, and maybe the only thing that they need to be able to do is know how to read in English, they know how to search websites, and they know how to find the product, like the search by image. And maybe that's the skill that they have, so that may be a perfect person to do a simple task. If it's something more complex, you need to figure out what skill set they need to have to be able to do that task. And then you need to write out the skills you need in your business or on your team as well. So maybe it's something you're not thinking about. And like I said, there may be a task that you only do once a month or once a week, once a month, or once a week. If it's accounting, where you're doing account reconciliation, And if you've done a great job with your bookkeeping, could you outsource that to someone else? The reality is, yeah, you probably could. If you gave them access to your stuff, you could outsource that to a specialist, an accountant, a bookkeeper, and let them reconcile your books and tell you and come back with the differences. You need to tell them exactly how you want to look at that stuff as well. And then you want to determine how you're going to outsource. Are you going to outsource to a specific, just to an individual? Are you going to reach out to companies that offer VA services? So if you're going to outsource just to an individual, are you going to place an ad, I don't know, on Facebook? Or are you going to place an ad in your local neighborhood, the neighborhood next door app? That's what it is, next door. You're going to place an ad there, in Facebook groups. Are you going to just contact a friend? What are you going to do? And are you going to go with a VA, a company that specializes in finding VAs for you, or has a VA pool, or where VAs can go apply to some of those companies like Upwork, where they have a VA pool available, not really VA, but freelancer pool, online.ph, free up, or are you going to go with a specific service provider, a company that specializes in a specific set of skills? So you need to determine that, and that's going to help you with knowing what you want to outsource. The next thing is organizing your interview process. So you do need to create an interview process. You need to write down some things. You need to know what you want and what you don't want. If it is something that is more complex or more difficult for you, and you must have an English-speaking person that really understands English well, the English language, then that goes on what you don't want. So you put on your don'ts. I don't want a person who cannot speak English very well. Then if you want somebody that's has a certain level of experience, no. Sorry, Nicholas walked in here. If you need somebody that has a certain level of experience, you need to write that down. This person needs to have this level of experience. They at least need to know how to use Google Sheets or Excel. You don't want somebody who does not know how to use Google Sheets or Excel. You also need to write down what rate. What is the rate that you are willing to pay or that you can pay? So you're going to have to do some analysis about your budget. And then, do you care if those people are in the US or not in the US? Do you want them to be local where you are? Or do you want them to be, is it okay if they are, in another state or another city? So they're a VA that's working remotely, but they're in the US. What hours do you want them to work? So I have people, my team knows this. So we have a team member that's in Pakistan who's amazing. We actually have a couple of team members that are in Pakistan. So the people who do our work for some of our VA work, we have like a small pool in Pakistan. And then we also have a specialized resource in Pakistan that works on funnels for us. Then we have resources that work on design, and I think they're out of Brazil, maybe graphic design. And so again, they're all potentially different time zones. What is that going to do for you if you need to communicate? Does that mean you have to get up earlier? You got to stay late? How are you going to work that out? Do you want them all to be in the US? Do you want them all to be available during your hours? Are you okay if they're not? And then what skills do they need to have? So you need to write all those things down, and then as you begin the interview process, you need to be ticking off whether or not the person meets the criteria for the job that you're trying to have them fill. If they don't meet the criteria, they go on the don't list. You can come back and reassess those people if you're interviewing for a specific job. Don't try to confuse, if you have 4 jobs that you're trying to fill, don't confuse what's happening. Don't confuse what's happening in the interview with, oh, this person would be great for this other job. Just focus on the job that you're trying to find skills for at that time. Then you can come back after the entire interview process is over for all the people, staff for the next available position. Say, okay, now let me pull out all my no's. Do any of these people potentially fit the criteria for this other job that I was trying to fill? Yes or no? And you can go back to some of those resources. Another mistake that we all make is hiring cheap and expecting everything. So you're going to hire a person, I mentioned before, that you hire them at $3 an hour, and you really want them to have the skill of a person that you're paying $20 an hour for. Not going to work out for you, never going to work out for you. You need to make sure that you're managing your own expectations when it comes to hiring cheap resources and then expecting them to do higher level work. Can you train them over time to do higher level work? Can people develop skills over time? Yeah, but are you prepared to make that investment in that person over the next 6 months, 9 months, a year, 2 years to get you there? That is going to be the key. And another challenge that we all run into is not establishing the expectations. So we talked about before during the interview process, you have a set number, set hours. So now there's a whole conversation about what is the work schedule that you want them to work? What does that look like? When do you want to have communication touch bases? You need to be touching base with this resource. So when they first start off, maybe you're talking to them every single day for 30 minutes for the first 2 or 3 weeks until they are 100% up to speed. Then the next 2-3 weeks, maybe you're touching base with them 4 times a week or 3 times a week. And then the next 3 weeks, maybe you're down to 2 times a week. But you need to have a planned progression, and you need to establish the expectation with them and give them tasks that you feel based on what you hired them to do, that they can do it. And you also need to make sure that they're working the hours that you expected them to work. So there are going to be some tasks that you think only takes 2 hours to do. And when your VA first starts, it may take them 4 hours to do your 2-hour task. Or it may take them 6 hours. Because again, if you're okay with not hiring English-speaking people, or maybe you're okay with not hiring somebody that has that skill set, then you have to allow more time for that person to do that task. So a task that you thought takes 2 hours to do, it may take them 6 hours to do because you're hiring a cheaper resource, and you have to allow them to ask you a lot of questions and to get up to speed. And you also have to allow them enough time, overtime, to get to where they can get those 6 hours down to maybe 3. They may never get down to the 2 hours you expect. They may only get down to 3. So maybe in the first month, you give them 90 days, maybe in the first month, a 2-hour task is taking them 6 hours to complete for an entire month. And then month 2, a 2-hour task is taking them 5.5 or 4.5 hours to complete. And then on month 3, maybe a 2-hour task is taking them 3.5 hours to complete. But you have to allow that stair-step progression to occur in order for that person to get up to speed if you're hiring a cheaper resource. If you're expecting the person to somewhat hit the ground running, then maybe you only allow them a month to 6 weeks to get up to speed. So you have to allow that time. And you need to have regular touch bases with them, and you need to review their work. So you also have to have a process established for when there's emergencies. Let's say the country that they're in, they lose the internet, they have earthquakes all the time, they have floods regularly, maybe there's a typhoon coming through. What's your process? And you also need to have procedures in place on when you have a project for them. How much lead time do you give them on a project in order to get that task done? What happens if they're sick? Some people, they're taking care of their entire family in some of these other countries. So what happens if one of their family members is sick and they're the only person that knows how to drive to a local hospital? You need to be prepared for those types of things. So emergencies are going to happen. How are you going to handle those things? So the next thing is some of the other mistakes that we make is not diversifying the tasks across your business. So again, focusing on those people that you hired to do a specific task. Maybe you only hired them to do, the sourcing, and you hired, the research for sourcing, and then you hire them to do the analysis, but that's really not their skill. So you really needed to hire a higher level person to do that second part, or you need to allot more time. You need to make sure that you're diversifying some of the work to different resources if it makes sense to do that. So initially, maybe you only had 4 tasks that you want, 4 different jobs that you had created, 4 jobs. And it really is that one of those jobs needs to be broken up into 2 jobs. So it's really 5 jobs, or 2 of those jobs need to be broken up into 2 more jobs. So it's really a total of 6 jobs that you needed to hire for. So you want to get the right resources for part of that. And maybe you hire a resource that works 20 hours a week at $3 an hour, and you hire another resource that works 10 hours a week at $15 an hour. you figure that out. Another mistake is that we make is not setting up your VA correctly, not giving them the right access to the stuff that they need to be able to access to do the job that they need to do. If you don't give them the access to the stuff, that's going to create a problem. That's going to be a challenge. So you have to decide what you want to give them access to. And you also need to make sure that in addition to that, you have to make sure that you have access to what they're doing. So if you're using a service where they're doing some type of screen sharing, make sure that you can go in and monitor the work that they're doing from time to time from a billing standpoint to make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. In addition to that, if they needed advanced access to something, maybe you have a tool that you use, maybe you're using Tactical Arbitrage or ESA Inspector Pro, and they need to install that on their computer. Make sure that they can. Make sure that they have a computer that is capable of doing that. If they don't have access to those tools, then you're going to have to figure out a different solution. There's different things that you can do. You can do some remote work, desktop stuff with them, where they remote into maybe a computer that you have sitting next to you, and you can watch what they're doing from there as well. So I already talked about not allowing them enough time to get up and going, and we've talked about that already. The next one is not listening to their ideas or feedback. That's a big mistake, because over time, if you've been working with this VA for 6 months, 9 months, a year, and let's say you took a task that you were doing for about 3 months and you got to understand that task pretty well. So after 3 months, you have a comfort level. You learned it in the first month, you got better at it in the second month, you kind of dissected it a little bit more. In the third month, you kind of made it more efficient and you started streamlining it. And in the fourth month, you cut a video so that you could outsource that specific task out to a person. So you've only been doing that aspect of the business, and you have an expectation based off of your 4 months of analysis. Well, if your VA has been doing the job for 9 months for you and you guys have a pretty good working relationship, they come back with some feedback that might be helpful and say, hey, I think it'd be easier if we do this, or I think we should change this. Not being open to their ideas, that's not a good idea, especially if they've been doing the work longer than you have. The other piece of that is, sometimes they can give you ideas to be more effective or efficient, or they may have a relationship with other VAs in their community that they say, hey, well, the person I'm doing work for, we do this thing. And so it may be easier. They can come up with a simpler way to do the same thing. So always be open to, when you've had a VA that you've had around for a while, to different ideas and feedback. Don't be closed off to that. And one of the lessons that I learned from the Hibbert brothers that I have heard over and over again, also from Joy Packard, is that you need to make sure that your VAs, whether they're US based or in another country, that they understand and they can see your vision. You need to share your vision with them. Where do you want your business to go? How do you want it to grow? What role can they play in that? I think of Nathan Hirsch, who runs FreeUp, and well, he sold it. Now it's outsourced school. He sold FreeUp for a few $1 million. He had 35 VAs and he sold it. FreeUp, it's FREE up, and now they've shortened it to Free Up. But anyway, he had 35 VAs available to him. And one of the things he said he did, which is the same thing that the Hibbert brothers tell me all the time, is make sure that your VA sees your vision. Because they've had VAs that have been around for about 2 years, and 2 to 3 years. And their VAs helped them find other VAs. So maybe they have other family members, a next door neighbor, a cousin. And so what ends up happening is if you share your vision with the VAs, they can help you find other VAs. They can help you streamline your business and get it going faster. And that gives you more time to be able to travel. So Nathan Hibbert, who I like to talk about, if you haven't gone into our back office, eCom Sellers Academy, Nate and Stephen did the training on print on demand and merch by Amazon. So that's in the eCom Sellers Academy back office. And one of the things that Nate did is he took a year off because he had 7 VAs. I think it was 7 or 8 VAs. I think maybe it was 7. He had 7 VAs available to him. But he had spent time training them, getting them up to speed. He would do a daily touch base from wherever he was, and he traveled around the US. Nate was 24 years old. Now, me and my gray hair makes me a little envious. But the point is, he realized early on making sure that the VAs knew your vision, how you wanted to grow, and how they can be a part of that changes everything. It changes everything. So when you feel like you've got the right team pulled together, you have the right resources, and people's skills start to bubble up to the top. Maybe this person is stronger in this or that. Maybe they're faster at analyzing stuff once you give them the opportunity to do it, or they are good at helping you find other resources. You literally can have a team helping you run your business so you can truly live the laptop lifestyle. I look at Joy Packard. She travels everywhere. I mean, well, she used to. She's probably going to go back to doing that. But she spent a significant amount of her time building up her VA pool as well. She travels all the time. If you look at her Facebook page over the last couple of years, it's just amazing. So that's what a VA can do for you. They can free up your time, and then you just make the tough decisions because your business is running more on autopilot. So here's what you need to do to get started with a VA. The first thing I want to recommend that you do is that you got to document your processes. I talked about that at the beginning. You need to write down everything that you're doing in your business, all the little stuff and the big stuff. Doesn't matter what it is. Everything that you're doing on Amazon, all the research, all the analysis, the coming in and checking for suppressed listings, the creating a listing, the troubleshooting process, doing research on products, sourcing, all of that. Anything you're doing on eBay, anything you're doing on Etsy, anything that you're doing on Shopify, you need to document those processes. Then you need to record them. So you need to document them, and then you need to record them. So one of the things that I do is, I have 2 kiddos. I might give the video once I record it over to my son to see if he can follow it. Because both of my children have learning disabilities. One's a little sharper than the other, but the point is that, they are functioning some 3rd and 6th grade level. So if they can follow it, then I know that I pretty much plugged all the holes. You may have to come back and re-record aspects of it. But if you can record the majority of it, then you got a working tool that somebody can follow. Or give it to a friend. Give it to a friend to look at your SOPs and see if they can follow it. Maybe if you have kids in your house, give it to somebody else to see if they can follow it. If they can follow it, then the recording's pretty good. If they can't follow, they don't know what you're talking about, you probably need to record it. And we're only talking about one task. So we're not talking about recording everything that you do. We're talking about make pointed, specific, individual videos for a singular task, not everything all at once. So that person can watch that 5-minute, 10-minute video and grasp what you're asking them to do and do it. Or they can watch that 5-minute, 10-minute video twice, 3 times, 5 times, and grasp what you need them to do. Then when you're ready to hand over another task to them, you give them the next 5 to 10-minute video for the second task that you want them to do, or the next task, okay? Then you need to do research. Who are you going to outsource to? Are you going to try to outsource and find an individual that's local? Maybe you find a high schooler down the street to help you out. So you really have more of a VA and then also an assistant coming into your house, which is what I did. I hired a gentleman that had Asperger's. And so he's in college. And so he'd go off to college and he would do my listings while he was in college. And he would do all of the keyword research and all the graphics. And then when he was not off to college, he would come to my house and we would package up shipments to go into Amazon for Q4. So again, when he was on Christmas break, and I would also hire a team to come into my house to send shipments. So how do you want that to look? Do you want it, whatever it is you want to outsource, once you identify the list, do you want that person to be 100% remote? Do you want to do a combo? Or how do you want your operations to work? And then where are you going to find those resources? So I had a high schooler. I've also had remote workers that are in other states and then also in other countries, clearly. So you can do that as well, but you need to decide. And then are you going to use a company or are you going to do, do your own ad placement? Any of these companies that you're reaching out to, like if you're going to do Upwork or Freelancer or online jobs.ph, you need to have a job description. You have to build out the job description. That job description comes from the task that you did at the beginning of the slide. When I said, write down what it is that you do in a day, and then what tasks are the easier and which ones are the harder. That's what you want to put in the job description. Write out exactly what you want this person to do. I want someone that can I want a resource that has access to the internet, that can go to Amazon bestsellers or Google Amazon bestsellers, go to the lawn and garden and do research on finding the same product on another site for a lower price. That's the task that you're having them do. I want them to make sure that they have access and can use Google Sheets so that they can put those products on the Google Sheet and compile all of the sources and give me a link for all the sources. If that's the task you want them to do, fine. Then if it's a second person, a thinker, you want the thinker to come in and look at an existing spreadsheet, do analysis and additional research to determine which one of these products stays and which one, which one of these companies stay and which ones go. So you have to write all of that out as part of the job description. So that's what you want to do. So set up an account with them and create your job descriptions, with whichever companies you want to go with. And you can do Google search for companies like Upwork or companies like Freelancer or companies like onlinejobs.ph, which is the Philippines, for those who don't know. There's also a pool of people that are in Malaysia. There's people that are in India. So you can decide which countries you want to work with, or US. And then Fiverr, you're going to have some more specialized tasks, although you can find VAs on Fiverr, but you need to understand the expectations. There's other companies that are out there that I have used where you give them a singular task that's easy. So one task might be find news-related articles find 10 news-related articles related to e-commerce selling every single week. And you give them a list of sources that you want them to use so you don't get articles that have people's affiliate links in them. That could be a task that you give to a company that says, hey, you pay this amount every single month and we'll do 10 tasks for you, or we'll do 10 30-minute tasks for you, or we'll do 10 or 20 30-minute tasks for you. So you pay for a number of tasks. And that means you could get a different person every single time, every single week. So you need to make sure that the instructions that you wrote out are very detailed and easy to understand. Or you can record a Loom video and include the Loom video when you submit your work request. So these are companies, and if you're interested in those, we'll make sure that we share our affiliate links to a couple of companies we've used in the leadership. We'll share it in the membership site. So the next thing you want to do is, once you've applied, you get some people to apply with you. Then you want to test these people out. You want to give them a simple task, a simple task. So you can give them a simple task, and I'm going to go back to sourcing and say, okay, I want you to go find the #1 product right now today on Amazon bestsellers, and I need you to go find that same product on 5 other websites for a lower price. Here's 50 websites that you can choose from. I just need you to find 1 out of 5 and give them that task. See who comes back with the most information, with the most details, comes back the fastest, actually does the work, versus some random response that you get. The people who come back with what you wanted them to do, those are the people that you probably want to take to the next level of your interview process. Maybe you give them 2 tasks to do and you split it, so you can test people before you actually hire them. And if you can't narrow it down, maybe you have 2 really strong candidates, can't narrow it down, that's fine too. Maybe you hire both of them and you figure out how to split that up. Maybe you hire each of them at 10 hours a week or 20 hours a week or whatever it happens to be, or a flat sum amount per month. And you you split what you were going to pay. So if you were willing to pay $400 a month for one person, maybe you do $200 a month for 2 people and you give them each separate task. But you figure it out and test them for a period of time. Give them anywhere from 3 months to get up to speed to 6 months, depending on their skill level. And then once you hire them, you want to monitor their work. So monitor their work, check in with them every single week. Multiple times a week. So maybe for the first 2 weeks, 3 weeks, as I said before, you're checking in with them. You're doing a 30-minute touch base or a 15-minute touch base. Put it on your schedule. If that means you got to stay up late or get up early because they're in another country, that's fine. But just monitor their work. Give them helpful feedback. Be patient with them. Even if they're in the US, just be patient with them, okay? And then move them to the next level if after 6 months things are working out, give them the next big thing you want them to do. Maybe you want them to take the research that they're currently doing and analyze it further. So you want to grow them from being a doer to a thinker. And then that way you don't have to hire somebody else. And that's how you promote people within your existing business. And then at some point you want to release them to do the work. That doesn't mean you release and walk away and you never monitor what they do ever again, because that would be stupid, because it's your business. You're the business owner. Don't do that. But you do want to follow up with them less. Maybe you do one weekly touch base and they share a spreadsheet with you. You have an expectation that they're going to give you a new spreadsheet every single week, every single day of what they're doing, but you only actually talk to them once a week. Or you talk to them once every 2 weeks. But you need to figure that out. I will tell you, if you are hiring people overseas, that you also need to be prepared for some of these companies that you go through, they're looking for a certain amount of commitment. So if you're going to do 12, if they say a year-long commitment, then there's going to be, it's really a 13-month commitment, because there's going to be 4 weeks of a vacation that you would be paying for that person. So when they negotiate the rates for you, be prepared for that kind of stuff. Or if you're going to keep them for 6 months and maybe they say, okay, you're paying for 7 months because you give them a month's vacation, just be prepared for that so that you can negotiate what your rate is going to be and go from there. So I hope this was helpful in thinking about a VA and what you need to do to get started with a VA. There's so much more that I wanted to cover, but we have to go and talk about affiliate marketing and e-commerce. So let me go ahead and find the document that I was looking for earlier. All right, now I gotta figure out where it is. Hold on just 1 second. I just have it. Oh, this is so horribly grainy. Oh, this is so grainy. This is not good. I think this one's a little less grainy. All right, so I'm gonna show my screen again. So we have 2 documents, and if you have access to the eCom Sellers Academy, eCom Sellers Summit, I had to think about it. You actually have access to these 2 documents. So we have 2 documents. One is the Amazon Influencer Program, which is Amazon's affiliate program. And the other one is Amazon's affiliate program. So there's 2 different documents. So what I will say is that Amazon has an affiliate marketing program that allows you to make money off of people clicking on your links wherever you advertise your links. I want you to know that Walmart has an affiliate program, Target has an affiliate program. Like sometimes it's referred to as an affiliate program, sometimes it's referred to as a partner program, sometimes it's referred to as a referral program. There's a lot of programs that are like that. But this is another way to make money in e-commerce, and it's a great way to make money without buying any inventory. So if you sign up for the Amazon Influencer Program or you sign up for Amazon's affiliate program, both of these documents, we'll upload them to the Academy so you can also access them if you don't have access to the summit. But we're just going to talk through these real quick. So this is, again, another way for you to make money. So when we go through the influencer program, you can just do a search for it. What you're going to see when you first sign up, you're going to create your account, and they're going to ask you for information about your social media. There's a whole frequently asked questions about the influencer program. So I want to get to the good stuff. After you create your account, this is all part of the whole creating your account thing. We're going to go past this. All right. So once you log in, let's get there. So all setting up your account. All right. So that's all part of setting up your account. There's a whole bunch of steps in creating your account. Okay. So once you create your account, you want to go and find a list of products that you're going to recommend. So this is those of you that are on social media all the time. Like you got a Facebook, you got a Twitter, you got an Instagram, you got a Snapchat, you got a TikTok, you got a YouTube channel. This is perfect for you. Because if you're doing a review, let's say you're doing a YouTube channel, you're doing a review on a product, maybe you're doing a review on a camera, or you're doing a review on a lawnmower, or maybe it's a review on some kid's toy. This is a great way for you, if you're doing a review on those things, to make money if people watch your video and they click on the link in the description. They click on the link in the description, then that gives you the opportunity to make some money. Because once they click on your link, they're cookie to you. And the next time they buy something within the next, oh, I'm going to get this wrong. I know I am. I think it's in the next 24 hours or 48 hours. Then if they use your link or if they start a transaction, even if they look at this particular, let's say that you are marketing a lawnmower, you're doing a review on a lawnmower, and maybe they don't buy the lawnmower, but they go to Amazon and they're searching for something else. Maybe they're getting vitamin C. They're cookie to you for their vitamin C purchase, and you're going to get an affiliate commission for that, which is extra money. So if you are part of any type of program, and again, I'm going to attach this so you can go through it. If you're part of any program where you are, maybe it's something with your church and they're recommending certain products to get for people who just had a baby, or maybe it's a part of a gym and they're recommending certain products that you need to buy because you need to have a mask when you come in. If you don't know where to get a mask, here's a list of recommended places to get a mask. And all of them are affiliate links. You give them like a little one page, or you send them to a website, and it's an affiliate link to products. Anytime that person buys not anytime, but if the person buys that product, you're going to get an affiliate commission for it. But even if they don't buy the product, they buy something else off of Amazon at some later point in the next 24 hours, you're going to get that commission as well. That's what makes affiliate marketing so amazing. So the second document, I think, kind of steps through it a little bit more. How long? This one's 10 pages. So the challenge I have with this is, I think this one's a little more grainy. Maybe it's a little less grainy. And we walk through, we give you instructions, like if you have a YouTube channel, I've already talked about that, how you can put your affiliate links on your YouTube channel. You can put them in the comments if you have a blog. And once you do that, again, if somebody buys anything from you in that next for you clicking on your link first on Amazon, if they do that in the next 24 hours, you get an affiliate commission for that. So when I said that this is also an option or available with Target and with Walmart, most all sites have some form of affiliate link option to them. Most of them do. So I'm going to do some quick checking. These are companies that that are doing okay. I will tell you that some companies shut down their affiliate programs in the middle of COVID-19 because they were no longer operating at maximum capacity. And so they shut it down, which is unfortunate that they had to do that because they didn't have the money to be able to pay out the commissions. So again, there were some programs that were shut down. So we'll attach this in the comments. I want to go over to Walmart affiliate program. I can type. Okay. So Walmart has an affiliate program. All you have to do is just do a Google search on Walmart affiliate program. Target has an affiliate program. Go do a Google search on Target affiliate programs. Best Buy has a partnership and/or affiliate program. So go do some research on Best Buy. And so if there are stores that you frequent on a regular basis that are doing okay financially, go do a search to see if they have an affiliate program and go sign up for it. If you're a person that does a lot of posts on your wall, so if you're talking about, hey, I just bought this hand sanitizer and it is so good and it smells so great, put it on your Facebook wall, put it on your Instagram, put it on whatever, and make sure it's your affiliate link to that. One of the strategies that I had a couple of years ago was to use affiliate marketing for my Q4 and to see what would happen if I focused on affiliate marketing instead of sourcing products for 1Q4. And that was last year, because I had this whole mold situation. And just using affiliate links to make money because I couldn't access any of my inventory in my storage. Long story, we don't have time for that story. But in any case, I just want you to know that the affiliate part of this works. It also works like for our nonprofit, we use affiliate links all the time where we make recommendations to families for different things. And so our nonprofit shares an affiliate link to things. And it's a great way, again, to generate. It's not a lot of revenue. We get some small checks, but it is revenue. And so think about anything that you're currently doing, anything that you support, how you can help them raise just a little bit of money. We used affiliate links during, I think it was Hurricane Harvey. Was it Harvey? Yeah, I think it was. So when people were saying that they needed certain things, so maybe it was a group that was supporting moms that have babies, that have newborns, and they need supplies. And they say, well, here's our Amazon link, and here's some of the bundles that are in our wish list. And so you could have an affiliate link to that wish list, and anything that was bought on that page would be an affiliate commission that would go back to that nonprofit. So if you're with a church right now that's helping families that are in need because of COVID-19, put together a wish list, sign up as an affiliate, and send a link to that wish list. And anything that's purchased, you can take 100% of those commissions and put them back into that nonprofit to help with operations or funding other things that families need to buy. So I didn't get into the weeds about affiliate marketing. We will talk about that in a little more detail, but I do want to make sure that we have these documents available to you so you can create your affiliate account. It works really well if you're good at doing Google ads. It works well if you're good at doing Facebook ads. Don't overlook this as an option, especially during Q4, of making a little extra money. And for those items that are super popular in the Amazon Top 100, having a page, like you literally could create a storefront where the whole storefront is affiliate links and it's not actual physical products. So you're helping other people sell their stuff. And by helping other people sell their stuff, especially the popular things, you're getting an affiliate commission anytime somebody buys something. So a smart strategy might be to create a store that has a generic name where you have a variety of different products on them. And you can use Shopify, you can use WooCommerce, you can use some other, you can use WordPress if you want to, but create a storefront that people can go to and put popular products, maybe have it categorized, and have affiliate links to those products so that people can buy those items. And when they do, anytime they buy anything from your store name, then you get an affiliate commission off of those products. So that's another way to do this. In addition to that, there's some people that create Facebook groups where they recommend products to different people, recommend deals. And if you recommend deals, again, placing your affiliate link in that Facebook group for the deals every single day, multiple deals a day. Or, if somebody buys a membership to something, then if they're signing up for a membership to something, make sure that they have affiliate links to those products if you're going to do product deals. So those are ways in which you can make money with affiliate marketing. I hope this information was helpful to you. I hope it gives you some ideas on how to use affiliate marketing to grow your business and to make money. And if you would like access to the eCom Sellers Academy, you can sign up right now. It's $17.99. You can go to www.ecomsellersacademy.com. You can also join our free Facebook group, which is eCom Sellers Mastermind. And in that Facebook group, we do once a month training and support in there. So you can ask any questions that you have. And if you have not already acquired the eCom Seller Summit recordings, you can gain access to these documents. These documents, the affiliate marketing and the influencer program, they will both be in the Academy and also in Summit. They're already in Summit. All right, well, bye for now, and thanks for joining.